This is just a little bit of information about Canada Lee on the day that he died.
The reviews he got from Native Son and the support that he got from people like Orson Welles and John Houseman, who knew him and knew his work, was such that he thought he might have a chance at something. He wasn't going to go out there and play the butler. He wasn't going to go out there and be Uncle Tom. He wasn't going to go out there and massacre the language. And it took a while. I don't think anybody knew how a black actor could get a part in Hollywood where he didn't play a butler or something. But apparently Hitchcock wanted him, and that made the difference.
Hitchcock promised Canada that he would not, under any circumstances, have to play his role in stereotypical manner, which was all that ever existed then.
What was that I thunk about by myself? Oh, yeah. I was gonna polish Master K's boot.
But when he saw the script, it was the usual Hollywood stuff. And he was already out there.
He wanted the then Negro dialogue of these and those and that taken out, and he would say the lines as he wished, and he did.
You ain't got no right bringing up what used to be.
That's all right, Joe. Some of my best friends are.
No, but, well, I made a pledge, a solemn pledge.
Do you want to commit mutiny?
Is it an order?
It's an order.
You've got to remember that Lifeboat comes right in 1944 at the end of the war, when this democratic model has got to be presented to the world in various forms. I'm thinking the Marshall Plan here. Lifeboat is a social microcosm, and it shows everybody's place in it. It's interesting to see what those social expectations were at that moment.
I can remember the unpleasantness on the set of Lifeboat was pretty horrendous. There were a couple of colleagues who were part of the cast who constantly used phraseology such as, "Why don't you speak like all the other niggers do? And you shouldn't be speaking that way, you're a nigger." Now, can you imagine Canada sitting there and hearing this? They never talked loud enough for Hitchcock to hear.
They were nasty. They called him names. They objected to his being there. They did everything they could to sabotage him.
And have this sort of thing go on was enough to completely wear him out. There was one time when William Bendix came over and said to Canada, "Why don't you hit him in the mouth?" And Canada said, "No, the picture comes first. This picture has to be finished. And if I allow it to get any worse than it is, the picture is going to have major problems. It's not going to get finished. And that in itself will be damaging." As far as he was concerned, it was his job to battle this. And as he put it, if I don't fight it, I will not be able to live with myself.
And he was, of course, ended up being one of the stars of that movie. And his recitation of the 23rd Psalm is one of the most beautiful pieces of actor poetry I have ever heard.
Does anyone know the service for burial at sea?
Well, I suppose any prayer would do. As we see now, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He
leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen.
Amen. Canada Lee was a poet, an actor, a musician, a boxer, a fighter for change, for justice, for freedom, a historical figure who not all of us know about. Born Lionel Canegata, he had roots in the Caribbean. His ancestors were from St. Croix. He was born in New York, not Canada. You know, as a fighter, a lot of times you go out there, you box, they might not be able to read your name. The announcer thought that Canada was easier to say than Canegata. Wasn't familiar to him, it was foreign. So from then on, Canada Lee was born. There's similar stories about Sugar Ray Robinson, the original Sugar Ray. He wasn't born that. But Canada Lee lived an extraordinary life, and we need to know about him. We need to know more about this man. So, as an actor, after his career in boxing was over, he didn't do what it was that they said that he had to do. He did what it was that he wanted to do. And that was good for all of us. This is his boxing record before boxing, or before acting. You see, he fought he had a solid career. It wasn't like he just fought a couple matches. Before boxing, he was a jockey, riding horses. And then somebody suggested that he try boxing. Then he went to get a job at the YMCA after his eye got messed up in a fight. His retina got detached. He stumbled upon an audition for a movie. He's up in New York. Big things happened for him. He went the way in acting. They tried to pit him against Paul Robeson. He came up during the time when they were blacklisting all black actors, saying they were communists. He didn't do it.